a beginner in economics and you still find it very difficult, then you can go through the 11th and 12th micro and macroeconomics NCERTs. Otherwise, those notes are more than sufficient. Okay, the third subject would be, I think, environment. So there are a lot of sources in the market again in environment. In my first attempt, I did refer some other books, or otherwise if you are taking coaching and if you have some classroom notes, I would say stick to that notes and only keep adding on to those notes. Do not go for multiple sources. This is one thing that you will keep hearing from day one. Even when I heard toppers saying do not see multiple sources, so I always felt, why do not see multiple sources? I will cover this also, that also. Trust me, it becomes very difficult to revise everything, and if you have not revised anything multiple times, it becomes very difficult to recollect. It's as good as you have not read it once. So do not do that mistake. This is for environment. For geography, so I was a person not very strong at geography. I found it very difficult reading geography. So if you see in geography in prelims, there are hardly 5 to 6 questions that come. Do not waste a lot of time. If you are one person who is not very comfortable with geography, do not waste a lot of time doing geography. You can invest that time in doing polity or economics or even CSAT, but not geography. And if you are comfortable doing geography, you can do whatever notes you do, but the NCERTs in geography are a must. Do it line by line, it's very important, and the mapping along with it becomes very important. So apart from the river drainage, Indian rivers, they are the most important mapping. If you have seen in the last 3 years, a lot of questions have been coming from that. Even the smaller, the lesser known rivers, like let's say Subarnarekha or Brahmani, these rivers have also become very important. So do the river drainage portion on your own. Lakshmikant has to be done cover to cover and has to be done very enthusiastically. Note making for books like these I would not suggest, because it's a book in which every line becomes important if you look at the format in which the book is written. And if you people have the Lakshmikant, you will see if you turn the chapter, when the chapter gets over, there's a yellow colored box in the end, which has certain notes and references given back to the chapter. It talks about certain constitutional amendments that have introduced it or has some clarifications. Only once go through this, once when you're reading the chapter, highlight whatever is important, or just take a sticky note, write it, go back and write it in the main chapter itself, so that you don't have to go through it again. But do it once, because some facts become very important from that also. And then keep revising Lakshmikant as many times as you can, because it is the holy grail for your prelims. Then apart from it, I think the next subject would be science and tech. So in my first attempt, I did not do science and tech because I thought I am a student who belongs to commerce background. I have lost touch of science ever since 10th standard. I don't even remember what is the formula of force, acceleration, anything. So I thought I will not do it. But it was a mistake. If you look at the number of questions from science, it's around 10 to 12. And it can be easily solved. The science questions which are coming are all applied, practical, and it is not someone that only a science background student is able to do. Trust me, if I have been able to do science questions, you can easily do it. So don't underestimate yourself in science and make sure you do them. So the science portion can be divided to 2 parts. One is your biotechnology portion, which consists of 5 to 6 questions. And the other will be, apart from biotechnology, the quantum technology, the space, defense, IT, whatever questions are asked. So I address both of them. The first portion is the biotechnology and the health and diseases portion. For that, I referred a book, but this is a complete disclaimer. I did not go through the book cover to cover. I only did 60 pages from that book. It's a 500-page thick book. It's Essentia. It's from Unique Publications. I think it's a black-colored book. So it is more than 500 pages, but only the biotech portion you have to do. Only 60 pages out of it. It covers basics about what is a cell, what are the functions a cell performs, cell organelle, and then the applied portions, the 3-parent baby, pro-nuclear transfer, bio-ink, 3D printing, these topics which have been repeatedly asked is covered in the book in notes and notes format. So it's very easy to go through that and understand that. So you can do those 60 pages, but if you have notes for biotechnology and you think you are able to solve the questions which have been coming in the prelims, then you can stick to your basic notes only. But if you do not have a source for it, then you can look up to this book. The book also has a portion on health and diseases. So it talks about the different diseases. Is it a bacterial disease, a viral disease? And I think these questions have been repeatedly been asked. And apart from this, what test is conducted? Does it have a vaccine? What type of a vaccine is it? What are the different deficiency diseases? These topics are also covered in that. It can be done from there only. And then for the other part, which is the quantum technology part, you can pick up any annual compilation in the market, any annual compilation that covers all of these science and tech portion. And do not focus on the basic words and details, but rather the concept. What is quantum technology? What are the words associated with it? Superposition, quantum entanglement. These words are to be understood in simple language. We do not have to be a scientist here. Even I found it very difficult. But just understand it in basic words, that if a question is asked, you are able to answer it. And understand it in very simple words, and not just the lines of it, that chalo usko rat lete and then let's see, we'll solve it. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to understand it. For that, you can use animated videos online. For biotech, the videos of TED-Ed on YouTube, they are very nice. If you look up a video of TED-Ed on CAR T-cell therapy, you will be able to understand it in 3 minutes. So those videos you can use. Those videos will remain in your permanent memory. I think the next would be history. So for history, ancient history, I did the R.S. Sharma book, and I made notes out of it. So for books like Lakshmikant, environment and economics, I did not make notes because those subjects contribute around 18 questions each. So I wanted to go through them again and again on my own. But for books like ancient history, which I had a little lower interest in studying, and so I did make notes out of it. So on A4 sheets, you can make notes. Let's say Indus Valley Civilization, write everything down in 2 pages, and whatever you get from other previous year questions, etc., you add it in those notes only. Medieval history, I could not do. I did not do medieval history in my first or in my second attempt. I did not get the time to. But I have seen my other friends, they have done Satish Chandra. And you can also do any compilation in the market. So my mindset was that it is hardly 5 to 6 questions, chalo dekh lenge. But if you have time, please do. Please go through it. And for modern history, I did Spectrum, what everyone does. I did it cover to cover. I think till the chapter on working class movement has to be done for prelims. And I try to learn every fact. The dates have also become important. In fact, if you see the Quit India movement, the date of that, today boycott resolution, the date of that. So if you read it very, making a chronology of it, you will be able to remember and actively recall.